Across India, vast political rallies are being staged with a specific focus: the public celebration of regional warriors. Look at the sheer scale of these crowds. National political fronts are aggressively elevating figures like Maharaja Suheldev from Uttar Pradesh, Maharani Ahilyabai Holkar from Maharashtra, and the Maratha ruler Shivaji. This is an organized campaign to build physical monuments to historical martial prowess. Claiming the legacy of a sword-wielding historical figure functions as a specific type of social currency. Within India's social fabric, this identity provides a tool for social positioning and political leverage. We often picture the caste hierarchy as a permanent, rigid structure. The reality is quite different. The internal boundaries are dynamic, and communities have spent centuries shifting structures to navigate their way up the social ladder. Modern political parties transform this ancient drive into a tool for winning elections. They are channeling historical social ambition to build a consolidated and loyal political base. To see how this works, we have to look back to the late 19th and early 20th centuries. During this period, marginalized communities initiated a fierce grassroots drive to secure greater social influence. Scholar B.R. Ambedkar described the mechanism behind this using a concept he called the infection of imitation. Lower castes sought to elevate their own standing by precisely copying the behaviors, rituals, and lifestyles of the castes positioned directly above them. This diagram illustrates M.N. Srinivas's Sanskritization. Notice how the highlighted lower tier adopts upper tier symbols, bypassing the traditional Brahmin priests. They aren't always aiming for that priestly spot. Many targeted the warrior tier, wanting the worldly status of elite landlords over spiritual authority. The historical record bears this out. In the 1890s, groups like the Kurmi and Yadav, communities formed large official organizations, called Mahasabhas, to officially petition the administration for legal recognition as warriors. This entire bottom-up movement was a grassroots strategy. It allowed communities to subvert the traditional hierarchy and grasp practical economic and social power for themselves. There is an opposing mechanism at play, observed closely in medieval Odisha by Indologist Hermann Kolke. Here, the perspective shifts from the ambitious masses below to the ruling elite above. Kolke identified a critical distinction between the grassroots movement and what he called Kshatriyaisation. This second mechanism was a deliberate strategy deployed from the top. In this model, the flow reverses. Regional rulers granted martial symbols and validation downwards to specific tribal chiefs. Rulers did this for their own benefit. By granting elite status, kings broadened their economic base and secured legitimacy while expanding control over new territories. Elevating a subordinate group's caste status was a calculated tool. It allowed the king to integrate diverse and potentially rebellious communities into a strict social order that he directly controlled. Kshatriyaisation functions as a top-down management strategy. Historically, elites used this process of validation to organize diverse populations and secure their own authority within a structured hierarchy. Let's bring both of these mechanisms into contemporary India. If Kshatriyaisation is a top-down tool, who is playing the role of the regional ruler distributing status today? Modern political organizations, specifically the BJP and the RSS, are the contemporary architects applying Kshatriyaisation from above. They actively validate the warrior identities of massive communities like the Marathas and the Jats. By doing this, politicians officially grant the social pride that these exact groups have spent centuries seeking from the bottom up. This chart shows the political exchange. By validating historical status, parties consolidate fragmented caste groups into massive vote banks. This shapes a demographic, transforming a passive religious identity into an assertive political warrior identity, essential for advancing the current Hindu nationalist project. While communities embrace this warrior status as a victory for their own social mobility, the political weaponization of this identity locks in the structural inequalities of the caste system, ensuring the traditional hierarchy survives for the modern age.